Okay, so we got three forms of energy: physical, mental, and spiritual. Now just go back to that statement where we said that I'm here to express myself, and at the same time I'm here to experience my expression. So I need to make sure that if I need to express myself physically, I'll express it, I have a channel. When I need to express myself mentally, I'll express it, I have a channel. When I need to express myself spiritually, I have the channel, I can express it. So physical energy travels into a channel called Pingala. So this is a term which comes from yogic hypothesis. Pingala. Mental energy travels into a channel called Ida, and spiritual energy travels into a channel called Shushumana, or these channels are known as nadis. So channel of energy known as nadis. Some of the scriptures, some of the traditional texts, when they talk about nadis, they say these are the three major nadis, but the diversion of these nadis, these three major nadi, is as much as 72,000 within this human organism. Some other text of yoga talks about the net or the web of these nadis in the body, and they say there are as many as 350,000 nadis, pathways of energy through which the energy travels all over the body. So some of the people in modern time, they try and correlate nadis with our peripheral nervous system. So when our nervous system extends from brain and from spinal cord and it goes all over in the body, so they say nadi traditionally means nervous system. But some of the people, they have studied these hypotheses a great deal, they say no, nadis are more subtle than nervous system. Nadis are more subtle than nervous system. It's just like we can see the wire of electric current, but we cannot see the current. The wires are there, so wire means that's the nervous system, but the current, that's the energy which travels in it. So we can't see it. Now we have the pathways. Next, which is very close to the nadi, comes the concept of chakras. Have you heard about it? So what comes to your mind when you think of chakra? 7 chakras, colors, wheel, spirituality, energy centers, balance. What is it? Bandhas. Yes, bandha is the practice to evolve. So within the spine there are 6 centers. Ida and Pingala originates from Mooladhara, and they crisscross these chakras, and that's how the energy flows to the top. Chakras are transformers of energy. Transformers of energy in which way? People say in the hypothesis that this is the center of energy, and then from here on the energy moves upward. So this is the place where Kundalini is. Base chakra. Kundalini is also known to us as Shakti. Now this is the last point. This is the end of the duality. After 6th, this is only one stream, no fluctuation at all. So duality ends here at 6th chakra, and then the last one is the 7th one, and this is the place of Shiva. But make it clear that Shiva, neither he is a male nor female, because most of the time when we see the picture of Shiva, there is a male deity.
But there's Shiva and there's Shakti.
Yes. So male and female, that's Shakti. So male and female, that's Shakti. Because we think Shakti means female and Shiva means male. No. This is consciousness, this is energy. So anytime we talk about energy, energy is male and female, or you can say masculine or feminine. But Shiva, that's consciousness. So your awareness neither is male awareness nor is female awareness.
So Shiva is enlightenment.
Yes, it's enlightenment. Now, what we have studied, that Kundalini is here, but from where the Kundalini comes? What is the source of Kundalini? Because this is just half hypothesis. If Kundalini is here at the center and is trying to unite with Shiva, and that's union, what is the source of Kundalini then? So I would say the source of Kundalini is again Shiva. So before ascension, there is a descension of Kundalini. Before ascension, there is a descension of Kundalini. So before this, there is this. So Kundalini comes down first. Did you remember? Consciousness, then energy, then space, then air. So you can relate every chakra with their specific element. So the element which corresponds to the base chakra is earth. Element which corresponds to the second chakra is water. The element which corresponds to the third one is fire. Fourth one, air. Fifth one, space. Sixth one, mind. That means the individual consciousness. And seventh one is universal consciousness. So earth element corresponds to the very first chakra, second chakra water, third fire, fourth air, fifth space, mind, and then consciousness. So when I was talking about the manifestation, so consciousness to mind, that means the grossification of consciousness. From mind to space, grossification of mind. From space to air, grossification of space. From air to fire, grossification of air. So before, there was a descension. Descension is spontaneous. Descension is spontaneous. But ascension, I need to make choices. Ascension, I need to make choices. Now I said these chakras are nothing but transformers. Transformers in which way? Now think of a hydropower station which supplies the electricity to this area. Think of a hydropower station which supplies the electricity to this particular area. But if you go straight into the hydropower station, the amount of electricity produced or the intense form of electricity produced, can we use it directly to our homes? No. So here comes the power station. It produces intense amount of energy in intense form. We cannot use it. So we have some lines, some energy channels. They bring that intense form of energy all the way close to the village, and outside of the village we have some transformers, electric transformers. Now in these wires inside this room we have 220 volt current, but we have some small appliances like mobile phone, camera batteries, all those things. Can we use this current directly to that? No. Now we need to convert this AC into DC. Again, the small adapters, they are nothing but transformers. So we convert electricity into usable formats. We convert the electricity into usable formats. Now think of consciousness, which is universal consciousness, is the power station. And this instrument is too small to use that intense form of energy. So what happens to energy? Step down. So what is mind? It's nothing but step down of universal consciousness. So here comes the sixth chakra as a transformer which steps down consciousness as individual consciousness. Further step down, again a transformer, again a transformer. So step down, step down, step down, step down. Ultimately, it appears as matter, earth. This is called descension. Now, what happens once the Kundalini has reached to this place, Mooladhara? What next? Is it going to go upward on its own? Okay, now think of this, or think of organism as a glass, and think of these chakras as the hole in the glass. Now pour the water from the top. What's going to happen? It leaks. So these chakras are actually the leakage point. These chakras are actually the leakage point. So what happens? Energy comes down, and then from here I leak it. Not just from here, but I leak it from here also. And because of that, it seems like these chakras from here, top, they're not open. Because these two are heavily open. So when the Kundalini comes down, I discharge that energy outside. And here comes the role of Bandha. I was talking about it one day. Bandha means what? Creation of dam. So I hold this energy, I hold this overflow here, and then what happens? The level goes up. Once I cross this center, that means now we are talking about the Kundalini Ascension. Here comes the time that you do Bandha practices, not just physically but mentally, and you have helped your ascension of Kundalini to reach to this place, and now you allow free and open all the windows. You're never going to feel discharge, because now this loop is complete. Now this loop is complete.
But that's only
When all of them are balanced. Yes. Because then it becomes perpetual machine, which runs on its own energy forever without being drained. Without being drained. Yes. So yes. So there are many practices. I would just say one thing, and that one thing is, we have used these chakras for step down. We have used these chakras for the step down of Kundalini. Yoga practice is all about using them for step up. We need to convert this form of energy into this form of energy, and we have the ability to these transformers, which we know them as chakras. Not only they are able to step down the energy, they can also step up the energy. So whoever has got the regulation over these centers, and these centers are not just physical. These centers are not just physical. Because anytime we talk about chakras, we refer to the spine. But the question comes, are they in the spine? So where are they then? So we talk about the chakras within the spine. But think about that the chakras are not in the spine, they are in the brain. Every part of my body has a corresponding center in the brain. But I cannot stimulate the brain directly. So when I stimulate this particular area of my spine, I stimulate a corresponding center in the brain. When I stimulate this area of my spine, I stimulate a corresponding center in the brain. So chakras are actually in the brain. The centers in the spine, they are just switches. But here comes the next question. And the next question is, are they in the brain or in the mind? And then where is mind? Because the centers in the brain, or brain in itself, is just an instrument for the mind to execute itself. It's not that the brain gives rise to the mind. It's other way around. Brain is one of the physical expression of our mind. So the chakras are not, neither they are in the spine nor they are in the brain, they are in the mind. And where is the mind? Whole of the existence is our mind, or within the mind.